Verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying.
Read a little louder so they can hear it. A little louder.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus.
Take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say what?
And say unto him, Thus saith the Lord power, Thou sealest up the sum, full of wisdom, and perfect in beauty. Thou hast been and eaten the garden of the Most High.
That's how you know it's talking about the serpent and not the king Tyrus in the book of Ezekiel. Because the king Tyrus was not in the Garden of Eden, but the spirit that was controlling King Tyrus was in the Garden of Eden. The serpent. Read that verse again.
Thou hast been in the garden Thou hast been and eaten the garden of the Most High. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, the gold, the workmanship of the tabrets and the pipes was prepared in thee the day that thou was created.
So the day that he was created, he was covered in all these different jewelry and diamonds. Lucifer was his name. The light. The morning star. Okay? He was covered in all types of jewels before he fell. He was one of the original angels. Okay? Before the earth was created. Read.
Verse 14. Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth.
He says, Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth the mercy seat up in heaven. So there's two cherubs before the Most High, and Lucifer was one of them. It was Lucifer and Michael, the two holy cherubs in heaven before he fell. Read.
And I have set thee so. Thou was upon the holy mountain of the Most High.
He said, you was once up there at the holy mountain of the Most High. You was up there with the Most High at one point. Read.
Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire.
The stones of fire are the angels. So he had a place above the angels. He was up there, holy cherub, a leader of angels. Read.
Verse 15. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created. So iniquity was found in thee.
Until sin was found in him. Okay? Lucifer wanted to be like the Most High. Lucifer wanted to disrespect the power that made him. Read.
Verse 16. By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of the Most High, and I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire.
So he was thrown out from amongst the stones of fire. The stones of fire are angels. The angels are made of pure fire. Okay? So Satan was kicked out and had a problem with this decision. So because of that, he made a promise. Go to Isaiah 14. And start at the 12th verse.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
How did you fall from heaven, O Lucifer? Read.
Son of the morning.
He was called son of the morning. And the reason he was called son of the morning, he was the morning star. Okay? When a new day is coming in, he was so bright from the heavens, you could see him from the heavens. That's how bright he was. Read.
How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
How did you fall? Which did weaken the nations, to let you know that he would come in the earth and make all the nations weak. Okay? Through warfare, bloodshed, violence. That's what he'd do. He would creep into government and make the nations weak. Read.
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven.
Now listen to this promise, because this is key here. We're gonna tie this in at the very end. Once he was hurled, Lucifer promised that he would do what?
I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend unto heaven. How do you ascend? You have to go up. You have to fly. You have to go above the clouds. So he promised once he was thrown out that one day he would go back up to where the Most High is. How can he do that without using the physical? How can he get back to the heavens without using the people within the earth? He had a plan. Not only would he try to get back out into space, into the heavens, that he would use God's creation to help him fight against the Most High. Read that part again.
For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation.
So he promised to go beyond the stars of the Most High, which is space. So we know that the Most High is out there in space, because he says, the earth is my footstool. And he says that he would go up to try to sit on the congregation of the Most High. So he came into the earth mad at mankind. He needed to take the dominion of the earth to deceive the nations, to one day help him get back to the Father, to fight. So how can he do that without government? So we're going to go through all the governments, from the ancient government to our present time. Read on.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation, and the sides of the north.
The sides of the north is where the Most High is. As far north high as you can go, that's where he is. Okay? Read.
Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
I will what?
I will be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. That's what Satan promised. Now, in order for him to be like the Most High, he must shed this evil stigma, so to speak. Being a serpent, a cunning serpent, he must deceive the Most High's creation into believing he's good. And that the Most High that did this to him is evil. If he is to be like the Most High, we know that the Most High, or higher, the God of all gods, is worshipped. So he must take God's creation and have them turn their back on the Most High and worship him. Okay? Now we must examine the scriptures thoroughly and make sure we're not deceived. That we're following the God that hurled Satan, not Satan. Here's a precept for that, to show you that Satan himself would deceive the people and make you think that he's God or Christ. Go to 2 Corinthians 11th chapter and read the 14th verse.
2 Corinthians 11 and 14.
Read it.
For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Read it again.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
So Satan himself has transformed into an angel of light. See, if he came into the true form, no one would follow him. So he must make you believe you're following God or the Most High. But he cannot do that, again, without physical help from the Most High's creation. Read the next verse.
Verse 15. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
So there is no great thing if his ministers, because Satan have ministers now, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. Read.
Whose end shall be according to their works.
And their end shall be according to their works. The ministers that are actually teaching Satan's doctrine, your end will be according to your works, because you should have read and understood what God you will follow.